A couple of years ago I made an irrational decision and bought a whole GAZ 52 truck. I was attracted by the color, which was exactly the same as my grandfather's truck, and the second-generation radiator grille. After a couple of unsuccessful attempts to find just the grille, I took the plunge and bought the whole truck. Of course, I also got a lot of other necessary parts. The front grille, after being removed from the car, turned out to be in much worse condition than it seemed. But I saw the potential for restoration. In some places, the metal no longer existed. But these places are under the headlights. Therefore, I did not see any great difficulties in restoring them. Some cracks and geometric defects, although at first glance they seemed difficult to repair. At that time, I did not yet have my own welding machine and any welding skills. The most difficult part turned out to be the other side. Lots of rust defects and difficult access. At first I tried to restore the geometry. A couple of impact marks, and it seems that there are also cracks from vibration. Also a couple of hidden rust holes. Under the paint and dirt, rust was leaking out and the metal was missing. Fearing that the industrial sandblasting would blow away the last remnants of rusted metal, I decided to remove the paint with an angle grinder. The front didn't look that bad after all. Inside, the rust damage was more serious. The pores were deeper. Next, the first steps in welding. I used the cheapest option for a beginner, flux core. Before that, a short course on YouTube about welding. The seams are of course terrible. That's why I welded the seams on the other side, which will not be visible. Putty will save everything on the front. Perhaps these cracks were also caused by vibration. That's why I decided to weld them on the other side and not even grind them. With the idea that the metal wouldn't become weaker and new cracks wouldn't appear, or the same ones wouldn't continue. I decided to strengthen the badly damaged areas of the headlights with patches from the inside. The pressed shape is quite complicated to repeat in a small garage. My welding skills are not at the level to weld a new piece of the headlight in a high-quality way. The goal was also to preserve the exact locations of the headlight mounting and adjustment screws. When they were fixed with patches, I cut out some of the almost disappeared areas and already put patches on the front as well. As you can see, most of the damaged areas are covered by the headlight, which in fact was definitely the cause of the severe corrosion. Moisture was accumulating under the rubber seals of the headlights, which was damaging the metal even more. Preserving the mounting points seemed important so that the beam height could be successfully adjusted later. Which, considering the damaged geometry, could already become quite a challenge. Welding rusty metal turned out to be quite a complicated task. There were many places where the metal burned through, and in many places the flux cord wire simply didn't make contact and wouldn't stick. In the end, we managed to weld the patches point by point. But the result is quite acceptable. The strength has been restored and the damaged areas are not so significantly visible. By the way, the headlamps and turn signals are designed to fit in only one position. If I hadn't kept the old mounting points, I probably would have missed this moment. Accordingly, adjusting the headlights would be problematic. It would be a shame to discover this at the last stage, when everything is already painted and ready for installation, or even already installed. The side edge is heavily corroded. This place needs a patch too. There were also many small point corrosion holes. But the metal is still strong overall. Making a metal patch in this place seemed quite complicated. I decided to take the easy way out. Epoxy steel reinforced with fiber. I think it will be durable enough. Then the puttying process began. First layer fiberglass putty. Filling large damages and getting the shape. Next fine putty. And finally anti-rust treatment with a modifier. As you can see, the metal had traces of rust already at the time of making the front grille. The expected service life of commercial vehicles at that time was approximately 5 to 10 years. Therefore, the manufacturer did not try to protect the raw materials from corrosion in any special way, sometimes storing them in the open air. I used a rust modifier that I had tried before. It is definitely not the best offer on the market. In my case, it is the most affordable. The treated parts will also not be exposed to the aggressive environment of winter reagents. That should be enough. To hide the defects, I decided to use epoxy primer. The first coat of primer covered the defects that were not visible on bare metal. But I'm glad that the project is moving forward and something is already visible. Again, filling in the defects, and another coat of primer. The defect removal process is repeated several times. Again the application, again the primer.
Oh man, what a mess around it. So today I try finish, not finish, just a little bit a movement of my GAZ 52 front grille project. It's way too long, but as we see, there's a motorcycle. I don't know what to do with him next. The restoration, it needs a lot of money and time. So registration to make it legal on the street, again too, a lot of time and a lot of money. I don't have both of them. So okay, he's sitting here. It's alive, at least, at last. It's a progress. Yeah, this is my friend's car. It's two. Takes a little bit more time as I think it. So at this moment I have no workshop. When I started it all, I think, oh okay, I have a lot of space to do my GAZ things, grills, and what else. But now the situation is it's full of stuffs, let's say it. But I hate unfinished projects, my project. So let's try to move this GAZ grill to the next step. It's painting. Well, I degrease a little bit because this garage is pretty dirty, and well, it's all rusted metal. So you see here is the rust points. Some of them are here. Well, okay. Let's hope the paint covers a little bit and give us a little bit time. That's all what we can do. Of course, sandblasting is better option, but we got what we got. I'll introduce you with the paint mixer. Oh, well, I think it's time to cover this one. We don't want to make him blue. Not that blue as this. Well, why I do such a shitty things here? It's only because this was a backside of the grill, and actually when I put this on the car, on truck, nobody can see it. So in this case, the most reason is to just somehow protect this side, but it's not the front. Of course, on the front I do things more correctly for painting. This is just a backside, so only I know. And okay, those who watching this video know what crap I made here. But from the front it's not so visible, so let's just paint somehow.
No flies stuck to the paint. That's great. Of course I couldn't resist turning the other side over too. There was still some paint left. And I painted the front too. And I have to say, it was for a good reason. The paint tone highlighted some defects that I definitely want to fix now. I definitely want to fix all these flaws. It's clear that I won't get it perfect. But I have to try. At least for myself. This video was filmed at the end of summer. I knew that I wouldn't have time to fix the defects, and also install it on the car. Therefore, this painting was also a kind of preservation before winter, to prevent the appearance of new rust defects. So this whole second-generation radiator grille project will come together in several parts. This will be the first. I think the second will be the final processing and installation. See you. Thanks for watching.